Hello, SynGAP land. My name is Michael Graglia. Today is Friday, July 16th. It is episode 19 of SynGAP 10, your 10-minute briefing on everything you need to know about SynGAP 1, a neurological haploinsufficiency that causes epilepsy, autism, intellectual disabilities, and a number of other maladies. I got a few things to talk to you about today. Pretty exciting work this week. We spent time talking to the team at Duke who developed the ORCA scale for Angelman syndrome. SynGAP 1 is Angelman-like in that we have a broad phenotypic spectrum, broad spectrum of symptoms, and our kids have a lot of communication difficulties. So many that they don't always make sense of the current tests. So the good people at Duke created the ORCA scale for the Angelman Syndrome Foundation. And now what they're doing is they're expanding it to other indications. And through Combined Brain, which we're a part of, we are fortunate to be a part of the group that's working with the Duke team to expand the ORCA scale. And we spent a lot of time on that today. And a number of you have gotten emails from me asking you to fill out a survey. And those of you who are on the Citizen Facebook group have seen a link to fill out a survey to let us know about the communication style of your kiddos, because what we would like to do is put together a group of people for the ORCA team to interview so they can really understand the breadth and depth of the SynGAP population as it applies to communication, and they can develop more questions and expand the ORCA scale to make sense for SynGAPians. If you did not get that email, if you did not know the link I'm talking about, it's right here, syngap.fund/comms, syngap.fund/comms. Click on that, go to it. If you're a SynGAP family, fill out that survey, tell us about your kids' communication style. Based on that information, we will put together a roster of people that we would suggest Duke would interview. And that's going to be part one of the study, right? So they're going to do a qualitative interview. Part two, they're going to try out the new ORCA on our people and look forward to that information later. But right now what we're doing is we're trying to make sure we get a bunch of people who have communication difficulties, which is unfortunately is most of us, and put together a group for the team at Duke. Just amazing and inspiring, and it's such a privilege to work with Combined Brain under the leadership of Dr. Terry Jo Bichelle, I should say, who's working so hard to help all the other NDDs out there after her tireless years of work for Angelman, and also Dr. Ziegler and others who are over at Duke. Just, it's awesome. And thank you to Callie from the SRF team, who is getting more and more involved, and will take the lead there. I'm thrilled with how that's going. Let's talk about Citizen. We're only going to be inviting people who are in Citizen to be part of that cohort because we already have your data. So then the Duke team can get that data easily, because all researchers freely available can get their hands on standardized, normalized data in Citizen. It's really important that we're all in Citizen. And by the way, just a little number, we have 107 Americans who are complete in Citizen. That means these people have signed up, consented, given their doctor's names, the medical records have been collected. And right now the team at Citizen is standardizing and normalizing that data, and researchers are actually starting to apply for that data, which you can do on our website. And hey, we're going to start having more and more studies on our patients. Now, Citizen works in groups of 50. We're on our third group of 50, and that means there's 43 spots left. And give or take, because the internationals are coming in. It takes a little longer for the internationals. If you're international and your records are in English, go ahead and sign up. If you're not international and you're in the US, guess what? Citizen.com/SynGAP1. Sign up stat. There's only 43 spots left, and we got to fill them by the end of September. And we're going to fill them before then, actually. And guess what happens then? STXBP1 and SCN2A and all the other people in Citizen, they're going to start using up bandwidth. So this is our chance, people. There's only 43 spots left in the current cohort. I don't know when the next cohort will open. It's hugely important. If you're a parent of a SynGAP and you're like, I want to do something to help my kid, I don't know what I can do, this is what you can do. You can share your data. And by the way, look forward to hearing lots of good news from people who are already in Citizen, because they're going to get their neuro summaries next week. Oh, I said it. It was supposed to be a surprise. You guys are going to get an email next week. It's going to be so cool. Citizen collects your records for you, organizes them for you, gives you a dashboard. That's reason enough to sign up. It's game changing, right? It's game changing. You know, I know about 3 families right now. Moving from Hong Kong to London, London to somewhere else, Florida to Pittsburgh, all because of their kids. All for a higher quality of life and a better way to take care of their kids, right? Families are turning their lives upside down. And you know what you need when you move from one side of the world to the other, or one side of the country to the other? You need your medical records, because the first thing you're going to do is go find new doctors. You know what a pain in the butt it is to call somewhere else and I live like a mile from Stanford, and it's a nightmare to get my medical records out of them. Nightmare is tough. Imagine being in country A and calling them out of country B. Not easy. Guess what? If they're in Citizen, boom, you got them. Tick, tick, tick. Send. Done. Hey, guess what, Americans? Hospitals only have to keep those records for 7 years. And then you know what they get to do? Poof. Would you like to have your kids' medical records in 7 years? Sign up for Citizen. Citizen.com/SynGAP1. We got 40 spots left, people. It's hugely important. And then that data is standardized, normalized, shared with researchers. Get with the program. And then you know what we do with it? Gets better. We publish a natural history study, and we share this information, and we make it available to the pharmaceutical companies and biotechnology firms that we need to develop therapies for our kids. That's what we do. And guess what we're doing right now? We're working on that. So we have a grant right now, syngap.fund/CTR, and for clinical trial readiness. And we're funding a postdoc at Harvard to analyze that data under the leadership of Dr. Padori, who's on our SAB and is amazing. And we're also funding EEGs to be collected at UCLA and BCH and to do some biomarker work. In other words, to look for signs of SynGAP in EEGs. This is not cheap work. We're working with the best institutions on the planet, and we, people got to pay bills. So we're raising $300,000, syngap.fund/CTR. Guess what? Go there. If you can donate, donate. There's no better deal than SRF. There's no overheads. All the money goes directly to science. Even if you've donated, or if you can't, start a fundraiser. Go to syngap.fund/CTR, click start a team, get on it. If you're just listening to this podcast because it's so entertaining, but you don't have a loved one with SynGAP, guess what? Do it anyway. Go to syngap.fund/CTR, start a fundraiser. Thank your lucky stars you don't have to care for SynGAPian, and help us help these kids. It's important work. And it's going to get done. It's going to get done. This is going to happen. I got to tell you. But the faster everybody pitches in, the faster we move. And then we can get to the next grant and the next grant and the next grant. There is a lot of work to do, and we can help our loved ones. But everybody, if your capacity is huge, send me a big check. If your capacity is not huge, send me a small check. But don't give in to the illusion that things aren't going to change. Don't lose hope. That's as important. Don't lose hope. Choose to believe, because it's true, that things are going to get better, and we can make them get better faster by working together and mobilizing resources. Let's raise some money. Let's choose to be hopeful. Last point. We have changed our handle on all social media to @CureSynGAP1. @CureSynGAP1. This is important because social proof matters. So if you are listening to this and you believe in SRF, you should be following us on the Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube, the LinkedIn, the Instagram. We're even on TikTok. And YouTube. All social media @CureSynGAP1. We've made it really easy. There's no excuses. Get to your nearest social media. Make sure you're following us, number one. Number two, like our stuff. Share our stuff. Tell people about SynGAP1. That's really important. Number three, I want to talk about why we chose CureSynGAP1. There was this well-meaning researcher who sat me down one day, and we were talking about, finding a cure. And he's like, Mike, don't say cure. Don't say cure, Mike. It's kind of a stretch. We're not going to cure it. We're going to make it better. We're going to understand it better. Blah, 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 blah. But cure is kind of you don't want to get people's hopes up. Bonkers thing to say to a parent. Don't. First of all, don't say that to a parent. Second of all, you don't know. Third of all, why on earth would you not reach as far as you could? Of course we want to cure SynGAP1. No one's wearing t-shirts saying, make a 10% incremental improvement and be happy with it. That's ridiculous. Cure SynGAP1. I said it. I'm going to keep saying it. It's going to be on all my social media handles. I'm going to pound the table. Cure SynGAP1. This disease is terrible. Let's cure it. How many resources do we need? Let's figure it out. Science is incredible. Look at what we just did with the COVID vaccine. It is possible. We should aspire to it. We are aspiring to it, and we're going to keep working for it. Happy Friday, my friends. Let's cure SynGAP 1. Let's raise some money with the CTR project. Let's sign up for Citizen, and let's take part in this Duke study. The future is bright. You might as well believe it because it's true.